Welcome back to the second part of today's program here on the Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Ray Guo. We'll continue our conversation with Dr.黄彥男, who is the president of Vee TIME Corporation in Central Taiwan that specializes in WiMAX technology and services. Dr. Huang, you said that the Vee TIME Corporation only started providing WiMAX services in April of 2010. So it's been only a few months. How easy or how difficult is it for people to get WiMAX services today? And what is the typical customer profile that you have for people who will use your service?
Okay. So first of all, how easy? Actually, it's very easy. So
you only need to make call up a service?
Call service. We have a hotline. We have the customer service line.
Okay.
People call, and then for the first months, we actually dispatch engineers to everyone's home to help to install the services.
Okay.
And that also help us to understand better about the coverage in terms of the throughput and performance. And that actually brings up the next issue is that we built up a lot of base stations in Taichung City and County. We actually put 300 today. Will become 350 in about 2 months. Okay. That covers a lot of areas.
Yes.
And for people who've been covered, like in the coverage area, they can, like I said, they can access the service very easily. All they need to do is to make a phone call.
Okay.
And they can come to we have a service center. They come to our service center, and then we can help them to install the devices, or they can ask us we can actually send us engineers to their home to help them to deploy the devices and the services.
Okay.
But for people who are outside the coverage area, that actually is a problem, and we still have areas we are not covered.
Okay.
Right now, I would say we probably deploy the most base station in Taiwan, centralized in central Taiwan.
Yes.
So we probably have the best coverage in Taiwan.
Okay, compared with the north and south.
With the other big cities and so on. Okay. And Taichung is also relatively easier to deploy in the sense that unlike Taipei has a lot of high-rise buildings and it's easy to get blocked.
That will come to my second question, which is I've done some research for WiMAX technology in Taipei area, in the sense that apparently you need to live close to metro station, for Taipei MRT. And you also need to live below like 6th floor. You cannot live up in the 10th floor, 12th floor, and the reception is not that good. Is that true? Is that the problem with the WiMAX technology, or is it something that you also have in central Taiwan?
In general, that's true. That's technology limitation. So, for example, that's where you put the base station. Usually, from the usual recommendation on the height you can put the base station is from 5th floor to about 14th floor. Okay. So somewhere above 14th floor could be not good. But there are other solutions to use. So there are some indoor solutions. We're talking about right now we deploy something called Macro base station. But there will be coming up for the Pico base station, which is used mostly for indoor coverage, and then Fentos base station used for personal, like a personal Wi-Fi router. Those kind of devices can be used indoor to do indoor WiMAX coverage. So different technology will become available soon, but not yet in Taiwan. So I think
that problem can be corrected.
The problem can be corrected, and in general, this is not only WiMAX problem. This is general every high-speed data transmission technology. Any technology will have the same problem because there will be coverage. Definitely not infinite coverage. There will be direction of the coverage is. So if you're, and there will be blocking effect. So if you're blocked by some buildings behind, 2-3 walls of a building, then the signal is too weak.
Reception would be poor. And also, what's the typical customer profile that you have? Is it mostly students or people who work in the business?
We have a variety of the customers. So most people who, like I mentioned, that use for two purposes. One is to replace home fixed wire ADSL, and that can be anyone. So especially compare WiMAX to a lot of ADSL, it's much cheaper. So people replace ADSL with WiMAX for the price of saving and convenience, and with a better speed. And that many customers we have, especially like cable customers, or not our customers, like some Taichung City, we don't have cable services. People using Zhonghua Telecom ADSL, they are changing their ADSL to WiMAX. We have a large number of customers doing that now. The other set of customers are, of course, the people who need more mobility. And that usually businessmen young people
Okay.
Like to be connected. The mobile Wi-Fi WiMAX router actually can be used for smartphones. So anyone use smartphones
Okay.
would use that. Instead of smartphone, you pay a lot of money for going 3G and
Yes.
slow speed to access internet.
Okay.
They can buy device, few $1,000s to $3,000.
Okay.
And then they can connect to WiMAX.
Okay.
With a much lower monthly fee
On their cell phone.
on their cell phone. So they
Okay.
can use that to do voice over IP to save voice call. They use that to do fast internet access,
Yes.
run Facebook, run YouTube. A lot of applications can be
Okay.
run on their mobile phone.
Okay. As we discussed, Dr. Huang, there are some limitations, of course, to the technology today.
Right.
But of course, can we expect, for example, in the foreseeable future, that we can get WiMAX technology services, for example, on the train, on high-speed rail, or even when we fly after we reach a certain altitude?
On train, definitely no problem.
Okay.
On the flight, that could be, it depends on how technology progress.
Okay.
I don't know on the flight yet, but on the train, on the bus, on the car, it's no problem. We're done
Is
a lot
that
of
available
testing.
today?
Well, we've done the testing already.
Okay.
It's no problem. So like even on the high-speed train, we're running 300 kilometers an hour. It's no problem.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
So the WiMAX is designed for high-speed transportation also. So that can cover cars, trains, all this speed, anything below 300 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
It will be okay.
But one thing I need to interrupt you on is that, as you said, Taiwan itself is divided into 4 or 5 operators of WiMAX services. For example, if I travel on high-speed rail from Taipei to Kaohsiung, in between, of course, I'll pass Taichung
Many
and
cities,
central and southern Taiwan, and that will become from one WiMAX service provider to another one.
Right.
How adaptable are you services between the different providers?
Yeah. Among the operators, we are talking about roaming.
Okay.
And very soon, actually, by in mid-August, roaming will become available.
Okay.
At least among 3 operators.
Okay.
Like Wee and the Global Mobile and Datong.
Okay.
Okay. So any customer from these 3 companies can have access of
Roaming service.
Roaming is available.
Okay.
So roaming, the problem of roaming will be solved. And very soon we actually can roam, because we partner with like Clearwire in US and other operators in like the South Asia.
Okay.
Very soon we also will have a roaming available for people
international,
going to US, going to South Asia.
Okay.
So expect roaming is not an issue.
No. Okay, but the services for roaming, is it going to be very expensive?
No, actually, that's why
something
I said
affordable.
Very affordable. Right now, actually, for now, it is for up to the end of this year.
Okay.
Roaming in Taiwan will be free.
Okay.
Okay, that's because as I said, we have a vast network.
Very attractive.
Yeah,
yes.
and so there's no accident charge for roaming.
Okay.
With US, there will be free roaming charge also, but there will be the service is terms of charge. They will charge for the service, but no roaming charge.
Okay. All right. And Dr. Huang, as you said, that WiMAX technology is still in the development stages.
Right.
Okay. There are more progress being made every day in the development of the technology. So what are some of the major hurdles or difficulties or challenges that you see in terms of making WiMAX more available, more widespread in our market?
Okay. WiMAX is a new technology.
Yes.
And that means that a lot of equipment you have to deploy brand new.
Yes.
You need to find a new site.
Yes.
And so finding a site able to put the base stations is a big challenge, I would say.
Exactly.
And now once you put you need to put a lot of base stations.
Okay.
So you need to have a lot of money. So any investor or any company will need to put, able to cover the whole Taiwan.
Okay.
It's a lot of capital investment.
Okay.
So capital intensive investment. Able to find the base stations. The problem of the finding in Taiwan is especially difficult to find a base station because people think radio is not good for health for no matter whatever reason.
Yes.
And so a lot of people oppose for any
Yeah.
base station size.
Yes.
So that's a problem of deploy new wireless technologies.
Okay.
In terms of technology roadmap, also there's always a talk. People really, you can find on newspapers saying that LTE is the future.
Yes.
WiMAX is not the future. Okay.
No.
Those actually are making the investment. I mentioned to deploy WiMAX, you need a lot of investment.
Yes.
So I mean a lot of capital. But if you have that kind of message, which I would say that's a wrong message,
yes.
then the investment is, people will be very careful in the investment of WiMAX.
Of
and then
course.
make it WiMAX a fast deployment a little bit more difficult.
Okay. Yeah.
And I can say a few words about why the LTE is the future, is a 4G.
Okay,
but,
please.
Okay, basically, I think that there are two similar technologies. In the physical layer,
okay.
LTE and WiMAX are the same. Okay,
right.
so there's no, in terms of speed, there's no one better than others.
Okay.
Eventually, they're going to, at IMT Advanced, they will be offer the same speed.
Okay.
WiMAX is 2-3 years ahead of LTE.
Okay.
So if we need any faster communication than 3G network today, the only thing available is WiMAX.
WiMAX.
Yeah, we don't wait for future. We don't know what the future will be. LTE, there's no commercial large deployment yet.
Okay.
And I think the government make a right choice by invest in WiMAX, because that's where we can jump ahead in terms of technology, in terms of services, in terms of applications.
Yes.
And then make Taiwan, actually, right now Taiwan is the well-known, most advanced WiMAX sort of service and equipment. Like I mentioned, Taiwan made
very good
80-90% of WiMAX equipment nowadays in the worldwide. Okay, and that's huge, and they're still growing a lot.
Right.
So they're making Taiwan, we are not the 3G major sort of equipment vendors, but we become 4G, and WiMAX is the technology available today.
Okay.
And I think that because available today and people need it, it has a very good potential to grow.
Yes. Well, it certainly sounds very exciting about WiMAX technology and also the coming of age for 4G telecommunication technology. After we take another break on our program today, we will continue this conversation with Dr. Yennun Huang, who will talk more about some of the future challenges that facing Taiwan and also facing WiMAX technology. I'll see you in about 3 minutes.